All right, let me walk you through the process of getting a machine-read audiobook produced in Google Play. It's a two-step process. The first thing that we have to do is get a book into Google Play. So that'll be step one, and that'll be this first video. And then the second thing will be to get to actually create the ebook out of that file. So let's start by getting a book loaded, and I'll walk through the whole process here. First, go to Google Play, play.google.com. I'll put this in the description so that it's super convenient. When you click Get Started, it'll take you to this right here. And we don't want the auto-narrated book just yet. We want to go to our book content, book catalog, and then we'll want to add a book. So let's start the process. What we want to do is sell an ebook on Google Play. So we're getting an ebook loaded in here first. And we're going to select a book ID. We're going to use an ISBN. And what we'll do is we'll take the ISBN. We're going to do this one right here. And let me find the catalog listing on our site. And here is the book itself, but also that ISBN we're just going to paste into here. And what that'll do is it'll match it up to our catalog. And we still have to enter the title information. So what we'll do is get the title and author. And so basically we can get this from here. And I'm going to do title, add a subtitle. This is the subtitle. And I get the book's description. That's down here about the book. And we're going to take the whole thing right here. And notice that it'll paste it in even with format. So that's pretty good. Okay, ISBN, English, publishers, live places. Format is ebook. We get the page count from this page too. It'll be up here, 436. Oops, 436. Release date is here, which is March 17th, 2025. March 17th, 25. March 17th. Okay, that's great. And I'm going to just take this format. Publication date is the same as release date. Skip the minimum and maximum age. We'll let them figure that out. It's not for mature audiences, so click no. And we'll save and continue. And notice what it'll do is it'll just move across the top here. This is a really important part of this, which is the BISAC code is going to be the thing that helps people actually find the book if they're searching for it. So Ellie Katz's book is about having a stroke. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start to look up things like disability. Actually, I think in here it'll be disabilities. People with disabilities, that certainly fits because it is her story. Let's enter in disabilities again. And this was physical disabilities. You can just scroll down. Notice we always want to pick things that are non-fiction for our books. So let's do physical disabilities. And the only other thing that I'm going to do, let's see if there is something for a stroke. I doubt that it's something that is not that fine-tuned. However, what I am going to do is go into education because this has to do with higher ed as well. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to, it'll be levels, I think is the thing here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so education, schools, levels. And her story is in higher ed, so we're going to do higher ed. This should be enough information on here. You can tell like it doesn't allow you to really drill down into this, but good enough. Save and continue. Contributors, these are the authors, so we're going to get Ellie Katz and copy her name in here. And she's the author. And then what we're going to do is grab her biography, which is here. And we're going to copy that in here. And notice it'll keep the formatting too, which is great. And of course, you can add another contributor if you need to, and if it's a co-authored book. Now it's going to go forward into series. What we can do is add to an existing series. And I have 2 of them in here so far. And we'll do disability book. I don't know why I wouldn't show you that, but whatever. And what I'm going to do is just put in, we can fix this later but I'm just going to put 4 because I think I got 3 others in there at the moment. So it's going to say, okay, great, it's a part of this right here, add it as book number 4. We can always edit that later in the series view, no big deal. And we could add it to another series if we want to. I have one for Ed Studies, for instance, Education Studies. But I'm not going to do that now. That can all be done afterwards, and you could even skip this and do it later if you like. And then settings. What we're going to do is leave all of these as is. Yes, we definitely want protection, DRM protection on this. Preview limit, this is what's recommended. Just keep it and keep this at 0. We don't want anybody to be able to copy and paste. If we do advanced settings, leave everything here as is, except that what I might do is just put in the publisher name. So that's Lived Places Publishing. And the link for the printed book, which is the one that I had just gotten here. And then I'm going to do the publisher website, which is just the basic website. Skip the logo and leave everything else fine, including don't bother with the accessibility settings. These are fine as is too. Now it's time to upload our content and the cover. So what you need to get started is you need 2 separate files. And one is an EPUB file and one is a PNG file. Okay, so the EPUB, that is the entire book in EPUB form. And so that it presents nicely on screen, you also want the PNG of the cover itself. It will accept JPEG, but for a cover that is text heavy like this, PNG is a little bit better format. However, one thing that I want to do with this is I want to put in metadata into the file name too, so that we understand what it is. And so basically what I've done is I have a text file here, and what I'll do is I've just basically copied this over from the book page, right? So right from here, I've just copied this over, and then I go to here, and basically I end up having this right here. This is the book title plus the author, and I'm going to make the decision to just skip the subtitle here and just have this. And then a nice little trick here to make it so that it's better for machine and better machine readable is I'll do a find and replace and take all the spaces and replace them with hyphens. And we only want to take this line, so we'll just do replace, 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 replace. And now I have a nice file here that I can treat the metadata here with the EPUB file and with the PNG cover file. So these are ready to upload now. So if I go back to uploading the content in the cover, we can just drag copies of the EPUB, or you can find them in your Finder, that's fine. And then we're going to upload the cover too. So let's do that as well. So let's upload the PNG. And these are not large files, as you can see, so they upload pretty quickly. So now that we've got the content in here, skip this part. We don't really need that. And notice what it's got is it's recognizing that you got an EPUB file and you've got a cover file. Book price, our price for these for the EPUB file is $26.99. Do this in US dollars, save and continue, and it'll generate automatically the prices for worldwide. So now we're going to review everything. We got ISBN, description is here, title and subtitle, author, the genres that we picked, the BISAC codes. We got an EPUB file, we got a cover. We got a price, hit publish. Now what will happen here is this will go into your book catalog, and you notice here it is, and just ignore the fact that it says, needs action. That's not actually true. It just happens to be in process right now. And this can take anywhere between about an hour to 24 hours. I haven't really seen it take that long. And you'll see occasionally this alert will change to something else. Just let it go, let it just generate, do the thing that it has to do, and you should be all set. And then you'll notice that basically the final files will end up on Google Play. So for instance, here's another ebook that's on Google Play, $26.99. and you can review this. We'll say it's live on Google Play. It's available for purchase and for download. And then we're ready, now that we've got this file in here, to go in and actually create an audiobook out of this file. So that'll be part 2 in the next video.